This Chinese AI model just beat Claude. And the crazy part? It only has 27 billion parameters. Yes, 27 billion. At a time when AI companies are building models with hundreds of billions and even trillions of parameters, Alibaba's new Qwen 3.8 27B is showing that you don't always need the biggest model to get impressive results. On one major coding benchmark, Qwen 3.8 27B scores 61.7, while Claude Opus 4.6 Max is listed at 53.4. So, how is a 27 billion parameter Chinese AI model competing with one of the biggest names in AI? Let's break it down in simple words. First, what exactly is Qwen 3.8 27B? It's a new open-weight AI model from Alibaba's Qwen team. And when we say open weight, it means developers have much more freedom to download, test, customize, and build their own applications around the model. But Qwen 3.8 27B isn't made only for chatting. It's designed for coding, reasoning, image understanding, and AI agents. So instead of simply asking, write me a Python function, you can give it a much bigger task. Look through this project, find the bug, fix the code, run the tests, and explain what you changed. That's the difference between a basic AI chatbot and an AI that can actually help you do work.
Now let's talk about Claude. Claude has become one of the most respected AI models for coding and software development. Developers use it for writing code, debugging, understanding large projects, and solving complex tasks. So when a new 27B model comes along and starts beating Claude on a major coding benchmark, people naturally start paying attention. On SWE-bench Pro, Qwen 3.8 27B reports a score of 61.7. Claude Opus 4.6 Max is listed at 53.4. That's a very impressive result. But there's something important you should know. Qwen doesn't beat Claude on every test. For example, on Terminal Bench 2.1, Qwen scores 73.0, while Opus 4.6 Max is listed at 78.2. So we're not saying Claude is finished. The real story is this. A much smaller open model is becoming competitive with major frontier AI models. And that is a big deal.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, it's 27 billion parameters. Why is that so special? Because in AI, bigger models usually mean more computing power, more memory, more expensive hardware, and more expensive infrastructure. But Qwen 3.8 27B is showing that a smaller model can still be extremely capable. Think of it like this. You don't always need a giant computer to do a specific job. Sometimes, a smaller, well-designed machine can do that job extremely well. That's what makes this model interesting. It's not trying to win simply by being bigger. It's trying to be powerful, efficient, and practical. And for developers, that matters a lot. Another feature that stands out is the context window. Qwen 3.8 27B supports up to 262,144 tokens natively. Now, what does that actually mean? In simple words, context is basically how much information the AI can keep available while it's working. Imagine you have a large software project. You have hundreds of files, thousands of lines of code, documentation, error logs, configuration files, and multiple parts of the application that depend on each other. A small context window means the AI can't keep all of that information in view. A huge context window lets it work with much more information at once. For programmers, that's extremely useful, because real coding isn't one question and one answer. It's a long process. You understand the project, find the problem, change the code, run the test, see the error, fix it again. That's where a large context window becomes really powerful. And this brings us to one of the biggest trends in AI right now, AI agents. A normal chatbot waits for you to ask a question. An AI agent can take a goal and work through multiple steps. For example, build me a login page. The AI could analyze the project, create the files, write the code, run the application, check for errors, and improve the result. Qwen 3.8 27B is built with these kinds of workflows in mind. Its reported evaluations include coding agents, computer use tasks, and real software engineering tasks. Qwen reports 84.3 on OS World Verified, 64.8 on Web Arena Verified, and 81.9 on Android World. And this tells us something important. The future of AI isn't just ask AI a question. It's becoming give AI a job.
But let's keep this realistic. Qwen 3.8 27B is impressive, but it doesn't magically beat every AI model at everything. Different models are better at different tasks, and local performance depends heavily on your hardware, model quantization, and context size. So the biggest takeaway isn't Claude is dead. That's not true. The bigger takeaway is this. 27 billion parameters can now produce seriously competitive AI performance, and that's a huge shift. Because AI is no longer only about making models bigger. It's also about making them smarter, more efficient, cheaper, and easier to use.
So, did this Chinese AI model beat Claude? On some important coding benchmarks, yes. Did it beat Claude everywhere? No. But that's not even the most important part. The exciting part is that a 27B open model is now being seriously compared with frontier AI systems. And that tells us where AI is heading. Smaller models, better reasoning, stronger coding, more powerful AI agents, and much more capable local AI. So the next time you hear someone say, bigger AI models always win, remember Qwen 3.8 27B. Because the AI race may not be about who has the biggest model anymore. It may be about who can make the smartest model small enough for everyone to use. And that race has just become a lot more interesting.